My name is Joseph Montgomery. I work with a company called Brilliance Nutrition, and we have a network here in the Valley called Optimal Wellness Network. And we're focused on trying to help people take the next step if they have any issues, any injury, anything they believe could be naturally healed. We love to start that process.
All right. So what do you do?
So what we love to do is actually set a person's body back on after a vaccine's come in, or any type of issues, set the immune system on fire and caused for the gastrointestinal issues to start happening, the skin issues, the eczemas, the allergenics to all the adjuvants, and try to calm the system down. We work really heavily on actually taking away the inflammation, and that's the first and foremost step I've found in the process. And then we start doing, once a person's not inflamed, the slow detoxification, binding material away from the body and not letting it actually be consistently circulated or re-exposed. I've seen a lot of issues in chelation and a lot of other processes where people have tried to force the body to shove all this material out, and it's the liver, it's the brain, it's the heart that usually ends up having bigger issues. So I'd rather slowly use, and I love the natural process here, your lymphatic system loves to drain out of your pores, and your immune system uses that process all of the time to get rid of anything that you can't digest, that your body's not wanting to deal with. And it's just a matter of programming, whether it's bath water or ionized water, sauna material, and letting that actually happen. So we've seen a lot of issues. We do a lot of testing with MTHFR. We do a lot of issues of understanding there is some genomic material here that tells us you're going to have a problem, but we can work with it. We can start the flushing reaction. We can step that up and get you absorbing B vitamins again, get your body bringing in the right nutrition, and finally trying to go past where we see the spectrum disorders affecting one in, I don't even know where we're at now, 15, 20, something ridiculous. Children are now allergic to peanuts because their mothers ate too many peanuts while being pregnant. No, it's actually the adjuvants, and it's the material being put in that's causing the immune system to hyper react and become that autoimmune condition to something like peanut oil. And very few people knew this was even in the material. They had no idea because it wasn't even listed on the inserts because it's considered a non-active ingredient. And yet the immune system recognizes it as a very big issue.
Do you treat seizures? Someone was just asking that.
We don't really treat seizures. We treat brain inflammation. And if we can get the brain to not be inflamed, well, technically seizures should subside. And the issue here is that a lot of that seizuring even began because of a lack of oxygen or because of a lack of mineralization, magnesium, iron, some sort of other piece in the body that triggered this response here for the whole system to shut down, even though you're trying to remain conscious. And that's what we see in terms of a seizuring issue. So we don't really treat seizures. I don't want to get stuck in the game of trying to battle against a seizure. I want to get to the point where we actually pull the material out of the body that's even causing inflammation to start the seizuring issue and to see that effect happen. And it's so unique to me that the three things I would say that are just absolutely phenomenal and cheaper than all get out. Magnesium is one of the most critical nutrients for stopping convulsive disorders, muscle pain, getting the body to digest food more effectively, and to even just finally rest and calm to the point of being able to sleep.
So magnesium, are you saying find the foods rich in magnesium or
Foods
supplements?
are great, but truthfully what I've discovered is actually through the skin. The actual natural healing process is to pull it in through the skin. It's laying in a bathtub really rich with Dead Sea salts, trying to allow that process because your skin naturally controls this. Our digestive system's very poor about actually bringing magnesium in because when we get too much, it turns into a laxative. It actually flushes the bowels and your body can't really hold on to it. Then we get into something that I think is more critical than anything, and that's the immunoprotective capabilities of iodine. And when it comes to having an injury or an issue inside your body, if you don't have enough iodine, and we are now 60, 70 years post taking iodine away from our bread and actually thinking that iodinized salt's going to solve the problem. Iodinized salt does nothing for the human body. We can't absorb it. We don't digest it. It's not good for us. It does nothing for us.
Where do we get it from then?
Iodine as a very wonderful extract, especially iosol or nascent, but iosol I like a little bit more so because it's actually iodide molecules and then iodine. Single iodines and then double bonded iodine. And they will protect the thyroid. Again, a lot of inflammation, stress comes in, and the iodine is how your body controls.
Okay, so what are we getting?
The iosol iodine product. Iodine is a master foundation nutrient that controls this control box called our thyroid, and the parathyroid, and then your liver, and then your pituitary gland, and then your adrenals, and everything else involved is one big cascade effect. And the really scary thing about this vaccine issue is that every 17 minutes, your blood system passes through your thyroid in order for it to check out what it needs to do. So it turns the liver back on or the pancreas if you've eaten too much sweets. It's what controls all these reactions. So if you've had something come into your body that's toxic, every 17 minutes your thyroid gets hit a little harder, and if you have good iodine, this is the difference between getting a 24-hour bug or a 48-hour bug or being a person who's sick for 10 months. Is that if you have enough iodine, you're going to clean it out. After about 17 minutes, every couple of days, if you've got good iodine levels, your immune system will do its job. It'll help clean those cells. Just like we use it for pre-surgery, we'll put the iodine on the skin, cut out all the bacteria, all of the viruses, anything that's been on the surface, and then slice you open and do the surgery. Well, if you have the iodine stuck here and you hold about 3 to 8 grams of iodine in the thyroid, if you're healthy, you're going to clean your blood the same way every 17 minutes if you keep it. And we just have been 50, 60 years from having adequate iodine sources, so much to the point now to where Hashimoto's, or the allergy to our thyroid cells from having low iodine, is so prevalent and such a major issue. But a lot of these people who are experiencing their issues, it starts off with something like the iodine deficiency. And you can blood test for that, but you very rarely hear anybody talk about being able to blood test for it. The third one, really critical, really key, and that's for every type of regeneration in the human body, and that's the sulfur molecule. But we are 7% sulfur by weight, and every type of regeneration when it comes to nervous conditions, stomach tissue, kidney function, our digestive enzymes, all of these broad spectrum issues we've seen in the human body are the major issue that we're dealing with, and sulfur is the key. Those three things, and here's the great part about it, you can actually set a person up for taking all three of those for literally $20, $25 a month.
Thank you so much, and keep in contact with us.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.